Today, I want to talk about how coaching has helped me so much in my business. And not me being a coach, me hiring a coach, me joining programs, and how it has helped me create a multiple six-figure business. If this is your first time watching me, welcome. My name is Crystal, aka Krystal Maximizer, and I am a strategic money coach. I help women make more money by creating profitable side hustles from scratch. And I like to credit a lot of my success to coaching. There was so much that I didn't know about running a business, and then an online business is a second layer. I had no idea what the hell I was doing out here. And it was not until I hired my first business coach that I realized, oh girl, you need a lot of help. So let's start with a little bit of backstory. I started my first side hustle, my first serious side hustle in 2017. So in 2017, I did two courses that I purchased. The one was a little bit of a coaching program where it was called On the Road to Full Time. And basically it was a course program that we went through that was going to help us take our businesses to full-time businesses. And I was working with my first serious side hustle, which was my HR and recruiting business. It was called Sharp Prospect Consulting, y'all. And I just knew I was going to make a business out of being an HR department for small businesses and recruiting. So I went through those two programs and I really did learn a lot around running a business and running a side hustle. But I quickly realized that recruiting business was not the business for me. So my first thing that I learned from coaching was that I needed to pick one focus, because I had that recruiting business, but I was also trying to do 3-4 other things. I can't remember everything off the top of my head, but I was trying to do too much. Let's just say that. I was like, well, I could do this and I could do that and I could do this. And I had so many ideas in my brain. And one thing that I learned expeditiously throughout 2017, 2018, and especially in 2019 was I needed to pick one focus. I needed to pick one area that I could go all in on, give it my all, and come up with multiple streams of income from that one idea. I went to an in-person event in the summer of 2019. I would say that really changed my perspective. I had my second serious side hustle by that time, which was Krys the Maximizer, as a YouTube channel. And I was starting to become a content creator, influencer, and a coach, and I didn't know it yet. I realized I needed to pick one and double down on it. I needed an email list, because at that point, I didn't have an email list. I didn't even know it was a thing. So my first thing that I learned from joining coaching programs was that you need to pick a focus. Second thing I learned, I hired my business coach, Sabrina Phillip. Shout out to Sabrina Phillip. Go watch her YouTube channel. Go listen to her podcast. Go follow her on Instagram. I hired her in November 2019. I went to her in-person event, i.e. live, because it was literally in the city that I lived in. So I was like, I have to go see her. And it was $500. I was like, I have to go see her. And I hired her and I joined her accelerator for 6 months. And it was the most money I'd ever spent on anything that wasn't rent or college tuition. And I was like, this is insane. But I knew that I needed her help. Because the second thing I learned, and I learned it while I was at her live event, this is before I hired her to be my coach. If the system that you're using doesn't work in the way that you want it to work or need it to work, switch the system. It sounds like such a basic premise, but I had started a membership and it was $5 a month and it was a Patreon. And I was helping people answer their coupon and budgeting questions. And I was telling her I need to increase the price. I don't know how to do that. And I want to offer yearly options, but Patreon didn't offer yearly options back then. They do now, but in 2019, they were new and they didn't have yearly options. And you know what she said to me on that stage? So calm, cool, collected. She was like, well, you need to pick a new system. And my brain broke because I was like, I'm going to have to switch everything. And how am I going to move people over? And Patreon was handling the payments and the portal. And I was like, I'm going to have to put stuff together on my own. My brain broke because I couldn't even fathom switching systems. But she said it's so simple. And I was like, okay. So I did the work. In 2 weeks, I changed my system. I did it. I had a yearly offer and I had a $3,000 Black Friday. Previous to that, I'd only made $1,000 selling my course. And then from months, I had made a couple $1,000s from my Patreon because I had hundreds of people paying me $5 a month, but I never cashed out. I just let it build up, right? So to make $3,000 in a week, I was like, she was right. And that's me taking action from something that she told me at the live event. This is not even me in her coaching program yet. So my mind was just blown. If the system isn't working, find the system that works for you. The third thing that coaching has helped me realize from the perspective of being a business, mindset is everything, and I needed to learn to shift my mindset. Before hiring my coach, I realized I was living in a negative mindset. I was a glass half empty. The negative things were always going to happen to me. I had very little faith and belief in myself in the small things. In the really big things, I was balls to the wall and I knew. But the in-between of like getting me from here to that big area, I just knew it was going to be negative. I knew it was going to be hard. I knew it was going to be a struggle. I had to learn to shift my mindset to abundance. Good things are happening to me. Good things are happening for me. What I want to happen will happen in due time. And not to sweat the small stuff because I'm on the journey to the big thing. So I had to really learn that my mindset was so negative. And I've been taking conscious steps since 2019 to shift my negative mindset to a positive mindset. I mean, I am journaling, affirmations. I am reframing my thoughts. I'm rewriting my stories. I am doing the work on a daily basis to make sure that I'm living from a place of abundance and not a place of scarcity. And I really feel like it would have taken me years to figure this out had I not hired my business coach, and mindset was like one of her main pillars that she teaches us. Fourth thing that I learned from getting coached in my business is that I can do whatever I want. Now, this was so crazy for my mind to wrap around. I come from a world where at that point in 2019, I was 29. At that point, for about 25 years of my life, and even before that, when I don't remember, someone else dictated when I needed to be at school, what classes I was going to be in, how long those classes were. Then I had to go to college and I had classes. You have more freedom in college, but you still have classes to show up to. You still have work to turn in. Work, you have to be there at a certain time. You have to do a certain task. You have to do what they say. I was so used to other people dictating my time and the limitations that I had, right? Someone else will always dictate like how far can I go? Like for an analogy, I felt like a puppet or like a dog on a leash where I can go out and I can explore, but only to a certain extent. And it took me a good year to wrap my brain around. It's my business and I can do whatever I want. I can choose what time I work. I can choose how I work. I can choose where I work. I can choose the clients I want to work with. If someone works with me and pays me and I don't like it, I can refund them and cancel the contract. And if the contract says no refunds, I can just stop collecting their payments and fire them. I don't need to work with people that I'm not aligned with. I could literally do whatever I want. And I'm not going to say Sabrina gave me the permission slip, but she made me realize, Crystal, you are in charge. You are in power. You decide how you want your business to look. You decide how you want your life to look. And now, basically, almost 5 years later, I wake up whenever I want. I don't even wake up to an alarm anymore. Kinsley's homeschooled now, so we do not wake up to an alarm. The only days we really wake up to an alarm is Tuesdays and Thursdays when she has live classes and we need to make sure she's like at class by 9. But 5 out of 7 days, I do not wake up to an alarm. Of course, unless we have something to do. But like I get to wake up at my own terms. I get to decide what my workday looks like. I get to decide who I work with and how I work and what I charge and what my programs look like. It is just the most freeing feeling of my life to have autonomy over what I do with my time. Completely life-changing. Completely life-changing. Number 5, coaching gave me the support and guidance that I needed to start a business. I did not know how to run a business. I knew how to make money, but I didn't know how to run a business. I didn't know about systems. I didn't really know about marketing. I knew about sales. Like I could sell, but the back end process of like how all of that worked, I was not aware. I was not aware of the ups and downs of business. I was not aware of like how much your mindset plays into what you're actually physically able to do. You can mentally make yourself sick. You can mentally be so sick, you physically make yourself sick. And the support and guidance of her letting us know that it's going to be a roller coaster. It's not always going to be easy. At every level your finances changes, there's going to be some sort of money mindset issue or problem. But being able to have a person to go to ask questions to, being able to have access to her content in her framework. So it's like, oh, I'm launching. She has a launch course. Oh, I need help with sales, a part of my sales process. She has a sales course. I need to work more on my mindset. She has a mindset course. I have access to live coaching calls with her a few times a month so I can get on the call and say, hey, Sabrina, I'm struggling with this. I need help with this. I'm dealing with this. I'm unfocused on this. Help me, help me, help me. I could not imagine running my business without a coach, without a mentor, and without support. I'm in a mastermind. So even if it's not Sabrina, if one of our other clients who I'm in the mastermind with, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Sarah's doing this. Hey, Sarah, how did you do this? How does that work? What does that look like? Or Vanessa, you're doing this. That looks great. Tell me a little bit more about how you got to that. And I started making business friends. People who are also on the same journeys of like growing their businesses, and we can feed off of each other. People that I otherwise would not have met had I not been in this container. So being able to be coached and guided and mentored as I grew my business, and being with the same coach. Sabrina has seen me at the lowest times and she's seen me at the highest times. She's seen me with my $15 program and she's seen me now with my $2,000 program. So staying with the same coach who has kind of like can grow with me and see my growth, completely life-changing. So coaching has helped to shift my business, but more importantly, it helped me shift my mindset, the way that I think, the way that I ask questions in life in general. My number one advice for you, if you're running a business or a side hustle and you're serious about it, you need a coach. You need a mentor. You need guidance. You need help and support along the way because you do not want to do this alone. Special shout out to my biz bestie because we coach each other. We help each other. So having my biz bestie and having that one-to-one relationship, me and her talk almost daily at this point, has helped me so much grow as a person, as a business owner, as a coach. So if you have a side hustle or a business and you're looking to make consistent money, if you're just starting out, you have an idea, or you've had this side hustle, you've had this business, but you're not making money, I would love to help you. My Side Hustle Society group coaching program is open. So all you gotta do is click the link in the description box and let's chat. Let's see if it's a good fit for you. Let's see if it's gonna help you get the results that you desire. Let's see how I can help you make consistent money every single month. So click the link, book your call, let's chat. I wanna thank y'all so much for watching and I will see you in the next video.